Wonderful.
Hi.
Welcome to MonkChat.
Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Pra Ajahn KK.
Huh?
Yes. Pra means monk. So if you want to address a monk in Thailand, you can address Pra. Yes. And who became a senior monk? People call us Ajahn as a teacher. So Pra Ajahn means monk teacher. And KK is my nickname. I have been monk almost 20 years. So I started when I was very young. Yes. So I'm a senior monk in MonkChat as well. Yes.
Still look very young.
Thank you. And where are you from, please?
U.S., South Africa, U.S., Canada, and South Africa, and Philippines.
Oh, good to know that. Yeah. Probably you from Philippines, right?
I'm California.
Oh.
Just the Philippines.
I know, huh? The guy with the Aussie accent lives in the Philippines. Who would think?
Yes, no one believed, Anyway, salamat.
And from South Africa.
You from South Africa? Yes, but you're also white, right?
Yes.
Some South Africans.
Most.
Yes, because I have never been to Philippines, I have never been to South Africa and also America, so I have less idea about the people, And when I see the white people, all are same, like when you see Chinese people. It's more like it's same but different. Yes. Anyway, are you familiar with Buddhism, guys?
Not exactly.
Yes. No worries, I'm here to tell you what is Buddhism, okay?
Okay, good.
You know what? If you go to a Buddhist temple, you will see several Buddha images or a statue. And it's very common to see, guys, Buddhist monk or Buddhist people in front of the Buddha image. They sit on the knee, they palm their hands, and they worship 3 times. Have you seen that in a temple?
Yes.
Not only worshiping, you might heard that they do pray to Buddha. An example, Namo tassa bhagavato iddhipisa bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjhadharana blah 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 blah. It's more like a singing, asking something from the Buddha, guys. So someone who are not familiar with Buddhism, if they see that kind of activity like worshiping or praying, they might think that Buddhism is a religion or Buddha kind of God in Buddhism, right? That's why I'm here to tell you what exactly Buddhism is. The main teaching of the Buddha is not a religion. Buddhism is a philosophy or a way of life. Buddhism didn't talk about belief or faith. They talk about the truth of nature, the law of nature. It's based on the investigation or practice how to accept the truth and to learn how to let it happen, how to let it go, not to dwell. That's why Buddha said, don't believe me, don't believe my teachings. Investigate yourself, find the truth. So overall, Buddhism is a philosophy or a way of life. And Buddha is not a god. Buddha is a human like us. He was born in 623 BC into a royal family as a prince. Actually, his full name is Prince Siddhartha Gautama. The place Buddha was born, belongs to India in the Buddha time. But present day, the place Buddha was born belongs to Nepal, the Mount Everest country, the location called Lumpini. But still, the place Buddha was enlightened and passed away belongs to India. All right, guys. According to the story of the Buddha, he was born in a royal family. He was only a child. And from the childhood, he was very wise like me. You know why I'm saying that, guys? Guys, you should learn how to love yourself to enjoy your life. Yes. If you don't love yourself, you're going to truly love others. Anyway, so he was very wise, from the childhood. And parents was very curious, some to be something else in the future. That's why parents never let him to know the struggle or sufferings of life. So he grew up in the palace with a lot of pleasure and happiness. So when he became an adult age, his parents let him to get married. So Prince Siddhartha, he got married with a beautiful princess. Her name is Yasodhara. After he got married, he got a son. So before he became a king, he visited his kingdom, very first time. Then he experienced something. He saw people are getting old, sick, and dying, so much stress and anxiety, depressions. Then finally he realized, no matter I'm a king or prince, the suffering still exists in my life. So he wants to know what is the cause of suffering. He wants to free from suffering. At the age of 29, he renounced from everything. He don't want to be king. He don't want to be a prince. He don't want to get the power or palace. He just renounced. You know why? He said the power, the palace, the goal is not permanent happiness. Because more you have, more you want. It's never enough in your life. So desire could be cause your suffering if you dwell on that. That's why he renounced. He went to forest to investigate, to get the inner peace, without being a prince or king. You know. So according to the story of the Buddha, he stopped to eat food for 49 days. If you see very skinny Buddha image, it represents the story of the Buddha when he stopped to eat food. Then finally he realized, oh no. I don't take care of myself. Only practice. So I'm not in balance. Without balance, how could I achieve nirvana or enlightenment if there is no balance? Finally he found the middle path or middle way. That's why I told you guys, Buddhism is the way of life. To talk about your life, the truth in your life is based on the practice in your life by yourself, how to balance your life. Buddha said, if you never change yourself, nothing will change in your life. Sometimes you know that this is not good for you, but still you're doing. Who suffer? You suffer. It's the concept, what goes around, comes around, or karma. Anyway, guys, so after he founded the middle path or middle way, he was learning and practicing from 29 years old until 35. And when he was 35 years old, he was able to arise or awaken from all the defilements. What I mean all the defilements? He was awakened from his greed, anger, delusion, hatred, violence, ignore, craving, ego, or jealous. So he has no more mental suffering. Simply we call enlightened or Buddha. Buddha means enlightened or awakened one. Finally, he became an old, sick, and dead. Age of 80 at Kusinagar in India, he passed away. So overall, guys, I'm a Buddhist monk. Seriously, I'm telling you, Buddha is not a god. Buddha, he didn't create us. Buddha, he didn't create the world. And Buddha has no right to judge anyone. You did right, go to heaven. You did wrong, go to hell. No. Buddhism is not a religion, so there has no judgment, right or wrong. That's why Buddhism talk about karma. What goes around, comes around. You do good to you, good to others, you enjoy your life, you feel here. When you do bad to you, bad to others, you suffer. And it's truth of nature, the law of nature, no matter who you are, what you believe. It's truth to everyone, guys. So overall, Buddha is not a god. And you know what? When you see Buddhist people, Buddhist monks sit on their knee, worship 3 times, it's more like a worshipping, but it's not called worship. If Buddha is not a god, we should not worship the Buddha. So how do we call? We call bowing to show respect 3 times. First time we bow to show respect to Buddha as an enlightened one or a great teacher. Second time we bow to show respect to his teachings. Third time we bow to show respect to his disciple or a noble one. So we bow 3 times. And it's part of the Thai culture, guys. We are not only bowing to show respect to Buddha, we do bow each other. If you approach with Thai people, you will see that. You know, they palm their hand, they will say, Sawadee krap, Kap Kong krap. That's what we do. It's different from your culture. In your culture, your handshake, you hug. But here we bow. And you know what? It's very, very meaningful for us to bow each other. More we bow each other, more we learn how to share our kindness, compassion, love, respect, and forgiveness. More we bow, more we have less ego, less, and jealous, less delusion or like a hatred, That's why, guys, in Thailand, people look so smiley, friendly, and happy because of the culture. Alright? So overall, we don't worship the Buddha, we just bow to show respect. And same thing, guys, if you see Buddhist monk praying to Buddha, like I showed you a while ago. It's more like a praying. It's not called pray. Buddha is not a god. We should not pray to Buddha. So how do we call? We call chanting. It makes sense, C-H-A-N-T-I-N-G, chanting, or in Sanskrit language we call mantra. It has 2 meanings. Why we do that? The first meaning of chanting, in the Buddha time, around 2,600 years ago, he has no written teachings. Buddha has only oral teaching. So since Buddha time until now, we chant twice a day, generation to generation, as a Buddhist monk, morning and in the evening, to memorize or remember the teachings of the Buddha. But according to the story of the Buddha, after 300 centuries later, Buddha passed away. His disciple translated his oral teaching into written teachings. So nowadays we have a lot of Buddhist scriptures. Look at on the box. All are Buddhist scriptures, guys. There are 45 main volumes. It's different from other religion. Most of the religion has only one scripture, like a Quran for Islam, or Torah for the Jewish, or Bible for the Christian. But Buddhism has 45 main volumes. Still, Buddha said not to believe his teaching until you find the truth. So it's a philosophy, Or you can simply call, it's more like a singing, we call mantra. How long you do that? That long you have no monkey mind. It's part of meditation as well. So we don't worship the Buddha, we don't pray to Buddha, guys, alright? And Buddha is not a god. The main teaching of the Buddha, it's all about the truth. We call Dharma. Dharma means truth, The first teaching of the Buddha is called the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is based on the suffering. Because suffering is the truth. Isn't it, guys? Or can I see anyone here who have never been suffered, please? Hello, anyone? So you guys, people from different countries, we are almost 20 people. But suffering is truth, no matter what you believe who you are. And tell me, do you want to free from suffering, guys? Yes. That's what we're looking for. What is the ultimate goal in Buddhism? Have you heard nirvana? You know what we say in Sanskrit or Pali? Nirvanam paramang sukhang. It means in English, nirvana or enlightenment is the permanent happiness. That's what we're looking for. That's why Buddhism talks about the cycle of life. We call samsara. It's based on the karma. What goes around comes around. Life after life, someone's reincarnation or rebirth until you achieve enlightenment or permanent happiness. Alright? So overall, guys, Buddha, he taught us to understand the truth of nature, the law of nature, and to learn how to accept the truth and not to dwell on that, just to let it go, to free from suffering, So we call the Four Noble Truths. Suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, the way to end of suffering. It was founded when he went to forest. He stopped to eat food. He realized his suffering is truth. He accepted it. And he realized that, there is no balance, that's why he suffered. So he found a path, the middle path or middle way. Anyway, guys, the Four Noble Truths, as I told you, suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, way to end of suffering. So first one is the suffering. It's truth, you have to accept. No one escape or run away from suffering. There are two main kinds of suffering, physical and mental suffering. No matter are you Christian, Hindu, Jewish, Buddhist, Islam, rich, poor, male, female, female, no one escape or run away from physical and mental suffering. An example of physical suffering, everyone has to be an old, sick, and deaf. Tell me, do you want to get old, sick, and deaf? No, no one wants. But it's true, you have to accept. Look at guys, physically, I'm still younger than you, right? Still handsome, cute.
Yeah, rub it in.
Tell me what going to happen after 70 or 80 years old. Mentally still handsome, but physically my cute face will be wrinkled face. My black hair will be gray hair. One day I will lose my energy. Is it only truth to me? No matter me or you, it's truth to the universe. No matter are you Miss Universe 2000 or whatever. It's truth to everyone. Alright? You know what I told people? Everything is impermanent. No one knows when, how, where something happened, good or bad. But you have to accept the truth and learn how to let it happen, how to let it go, not to dwell on that. So Buddhism teaches you how to accept the truth. And meditation train your monkey mind not to dwell, to free from suffering, to get the inner peace. It's not only physical suffering is truth, mental suffering also truth. No one wants mental suffering, but it's truth. Let me example you guys, I'm so sorry to example. When I was 7 years old, my mom, she passed away. And I lost my dad when I was around 12. I had very bad lifetime before, suffer a lot. After I lost my parents, I asked myself, why? Why I lost my parents? Why was my question mark? I was asking why. My answer is, why not? It's true, guys. I'm so sorry to tell you, no matter how much you love your grandchildren, children, or parents, wife, and husband, anyhow, one day you have to love someone will lose you. You have to accept the truth. So when you lost one you love so much, you get what? Mental suffering. That is the truth of nature, you have to accept. So overall, life is the suffering physically and mentally. No one escapes from the suffering. And, you know the suffering, you accept it, right? It's the truth. Then you have to know the cause of suffering, to free from suffering. Why do you suffer? Where's your origin of suffering? Where is it from? So according to Buddhism, the main cause of suffering because of yourself. ourselves. The origin of suffering is from yours. Very simple, guys. I, the single word, I, is the main cause of suffering because we attach too much, we dwell a lot by ourselves. Let me emphasize, guys. More who have, more I have. More who want, more I want. Who have a desire, I have a desire. Finally, who suffer, I suffer. Everything being attached to you. Never enough in this life, in my life. Who greed, I greed. Who angry, I angry. Who delusion, I delusion. Who hatred, I hatred. Who violence, I violence. Who craving, I craving. Who have ego, I have ego. Who have jealous, I have jealous. Finally, who suffer, I suffer. Who had a mind, I had a mind. Everyone has a mind, right? My mind, your mind, all mind are so rushed, so busy. That's why I call monkey mind. Then what do you have? Stress, worries, tense, anxiety, depression, mentally sick. Again, being a test to you guys. Who do right or wrong? I. Positive, negative from where? From I. Good or bad? I. We have feelings, thoughts, emotion, positive or negative from where? From I. Everything being a test to you guys. Okay? An example, okay. You know what? I'm so sorry the example, especially to American, to make your sense, guys. Please don't think in a negative way, okay? There are so many American people or people in this world who really don't like Mr. President of America, Mr. Donald Trump. So guys, if you don't like Mr. President, do you think his president suffering? I don't think so. Maybe Mr. President, he enjoy with sexy girl every night, but you are the one every night who have a lot of stress and sleep not well. This makes sense, guys. He's enjoying himself, but you are the one who have a lot of stress and sleep not well. This makes sense? Why you suffer? Because of him? No, because of yourself. You dwell on that. Main cause of suffering because of yourselves. You know. Or let me tell you, can I example with any lady here? Yeah?
Sure.
Yes, okay. What's your name, please?
Patricia.
Alright. Okay, let me example to you guys if you don't mind.
No.
Katie love her so much, my sweetheart. But she don't know it's KK, she don't care anything about me. So who suffer? Katie is suffering in Chiang Mai, I don't sleep well, I don't eat well, you know, but herself in her country every night party, here we go, man. See? She enjoy very much, but I'm the one who suffer. Why I suffer? Cause of her? No. Cause of myself, I dwell about her. You know, guys. This is a very important concept. Anyway, I'm so sorry the example with you.
Perfectly good with it.
Thank you. You know what? Let it happen and let it go. If you cannot let it go, who will suffer? You. What is the cause of suffering because of?
Me.
Yes. This is a very important concept, guys. Yes. Or, okay, let me give you a silly example if you don't mind. Is it okay for with you guys?
Yes.
Do you see my finger?
Yes.
Yeah, look at me now. I put in my nose. I put in my nose. Then I eat it. Look at your face. Disgusting, right? Do you think I suffer? No, I'm so happy and really I'm happy, I'm enjoying, but you're the one who feels disgusting. Anyway, guys, the main cause of suffering, you know, because of yourself, you dwell on that. Someone say cause of suffering because of attachment. This is my own experience being a monk for 20 years. I don't think attachment brings you suffering. What's wrong with your attachment? Tell me that, dude, don't you love someone very much? I already lost my parents, but still I cry for them. I have emotion, I have love, I miss them so much. This is my attachment, guys. Attachment doesn't bring you suffering. The main cause of suffering because of dwelling, the attachment. If you don't dwell, everything goes itself because everything is impermanence. You just have to train your monkey mind how to be mindfulness, how to be aware to accept the truth, you know, how to have concentration, not to dwell, to focus the present moment. That's why meditation concept is very important in Buddhism. Anyway, guys, you know the suffering. You know the cause of suffering. Then you have to know the end of suffering. But to know the end of suffering, you have to find the way to the end of suffering, the path to free from suffering. We call middle path or middle way, the balance. Very important in a way of life. No matter are you from America, South Africa, or Philippines, or America, doesn't matter, guys. Balance is very important in a way of life. Balance between everything. Between Christian, Hindu, Jewish, Buddhist, Islam, rich, poor, male, female, black, white, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. Everything in balance. If there is no balance between one another, there will be ignoring, fighting, war, killing, hatred, violence, ignore. That's what's happening nowadays. Even you know what? Same religion, two groups they fight. I have seen wife and husband, boyfriend, girlfriend fight, divorce. You know, many problems happen. You know why? No balance. Someone say, I'm right, you're wrong. No, 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 no. We are right, you are wrong. Fight. Problem. No balance. Let's say, guys, you eat less, you feel tougher. If you eat more than you expected, same thing you feel. No balance. You sleep less, you feel so tired. If you sleep more than you want, same thing happen. Let's talk about the rich people, guys. There are so many rich people, VIP person, you know, luxurious life. What they have? They have car, big house, big money. They have power. They have external happiness, but internal, a lot of stress. No balance between internal and external happiness. Has no balance. You see, guys, everyone has mind and body, isn't it? It goes together, but problem, it has no balance. Everyone know how to take care of our physical body. In on time, we need enough food, enough sleep, exercising, showering, clothing, makeuping, only for physical. You know, even you get illness, sickness physically, go to doctor, take medication, do operation or surgeries. Physical problem, you can solve like that. That's why physically everyone looks so beautiful, so cute, so handsome. Someone body built sexy, only physically. But mentally, doesn't matter how you look like. Mentally, everyone has same problem: stress, worries, tense, anxiety, depressions. Because you know what? How much we take care of our body, that much we don't take care of our mind. So between mind and body has no balance. 3 times in a day we eat food for what? Physical energy. How many times do you meditate in a day for your mental energy? Twice a day you shower to clean your body, relax your body. How many times do you meditate in a day to clean your mind, relax your mind? See, guys, no balance. That's why we struggle, especially mentally, guys, you know. So we need the balance between mind and body. Someone, you know, they smile outside, but inside they don't smile. You know, your body is here, how long you take time, but your mind is many different places. No balance at all. So that's why Buddhism, as a way of life, Buddha showed the path to investigate, to practice how to keep balance. You know, we call the Noble Eightfold Path. There are 8 noble paths. These 8 noble paths separated into 3 groups. To train 3 main different ways to balance, we call threefold trainings. First is the moral training, to learn how to avoiding doing bad. Second is the mental training, to purify the mind. The third is the wisdom training, to understand the truth, to do good. So guys, in moral training has 3 main concepts. Namely, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. So what I mean right speech, I don't mean good or bad. I mean the right, the balance. So guys, we speak every day. Whenever you speak, speak with your kindness, compassion, love, respect, and forgiveness. Don't speak bad. Even in accidentally, we speak so badly. Whenever you speak bad, it's good for you? No, sometimes you get angry, disappointed. So guys, just be mindful to speak right, you know. Don't tell lies, don't cheat anyone, don't speak bad, you know. Actually, even in accidentally, there are so many good words you can say instead of saying bad. Why don't you say, oh my God, better than saying, oh my shit or whatever, right? There are so many Buddhist people, they say, oh my Buddha. Maybe you can say, oh my KK, anyway. So there are so many good words you can say instead of saying bad, you know, guys. So just be mindful how to speak right, out of the moral training to avoiding doing bad, okay? Second is the right action. It means what? To learn how to avoiding killing any living being. You should respect a life. You should not harm yourself. You should not harm others. I wish, guys, the world would follow this kind of principle. If they follow this kind of principle to avoiding killing, there will not be killing, fighting, war, you know. Hey guys, don't you remember what happened in America in 9/11? 3,000 people was killed. You see, a few months back in New Zealand, almost 50 Muslims was killed. Don't you think Muslim people like a Christian or Jewish or Buddhist the same? You know, guys, we believe into different religion, but we are human. Our life is life from different chapter. Our feelings from different concept. I lost my parents, how I suffer. If you lost your parents, the same thing, but different person. You know, guys, look at, you know, last few months back in Sri Lanka, more than 300 people was killed. You know why? People didn't train their moral. They don't avoiding killing. Someone did do, but it's called selfish, not the selfless. But I'm talking about balance. Anyway, Not only right speech, not only right action, like avoiding killing, also avoiding stealing, which is not given or permitted. Avoiding intoxicant, taking drugs. If you lost your mind, then you can steal, you can tell lies, even you can kill. You know, guys. Anyway, so right speech, right action, and right livelihood. This makes sense? Livelihoood. So right livelihood. We should learn how to live in right way, to live with work. Maybe someone you retired, guys, but you used to work before, even months we work. You know, there are some people who has no right livelihood, especially those people who work and take corruptions. Someone did business not good. What I mean not good, they harm others. Let's say, guys, someone who business drugs. It kills life. People suffer every day and dying every day. Maybe grandparents suffer because of grandchildren are drug addicted. Sometimes children suffer because of parents are addicted and abusing children. Many things happen, guys, you know, because someone didn't follow the right livelihood. So overall, guys, the first way to train in your life is called moral training, to learn how to avoid doing bad. Keep remember once again, right speech, right action, and right livelihood. The second one is called mental training. To train your monkey mind, rush mind, busy mind, to let it calm and relax, to pure the mind, to get the inner peace. That's what we're looking for. So guys, to train your mental, there are three main concepts. Right effort, does that make sense? E-F-F-O-R-T. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So what I mean right effort? You know, guys, our life, no pain, no gain. This is a great example by myself. I was born in a poor background. I lost my parents. I grew up in the orphanage. Then I became a monk. I never been to international school to learn English. I learned by myself because I have effort. I never give up. More I face difficulty, more I experience how to overcome the difficulties. Why you are here? Because of right effort. You want to learn something, you know. So right effort, then right mindfulness. So what I mean mindfulness, knowing yourself, self-understanding about the truth. Accept the truth and try not to dwell on that. To let it go, you need the right concentration to bring back your mind. Focus the present moment, whatever you do, to keep calm your mind. You know, that's why I told you guys, main cause of suffering because of dwelling the attachment. So be mindful. Anything happen, accept the truth and don't dwell on that. Not to dwell, concentrate to present moment. Alright? So we say mental training to purify the mind. Once again, three main concepts, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. So guys, if you train your moral, you're avoiding doing bad. If you train your mental, you pure the mind. These two main training will develop your wisdom. So when you have wisdom, you understand the truth. You will get right understanding and right thoughts. You know, whenever I teach, sometimes a private group, some people make donation. Even I don't ask. So when I accept the donation, I support orphanage center, MonkChat. This is part of my wisdom, right understanding, right thinking. You know, part of my love, kind, compassion, respect to share with someone. You know, guys, because of the wisdom. Anyway, you know, so many people, they read the books. What they gain? Knowledge. But when you practice, when you know yourself, you gain the wisdom. You know, something like that. So overall, keep remember, moral training, avoiding bad, mental training, purify the mind, wisdom training, understand the truth to do good. So that three main training will balance three main actions in your life. Your mental action, your verbal action, your physical action. So no matter who you are, what you believe, if you think good, speak good, do good, you have a good life. Good life means happy life. That's what we're looking for. Live in peace, live with happiness, die in peace. This is an option to your life, guys. Overall, Buddhism is not a religion, it's a philosophy or a way of life. And do you think, guys, to follow Buddhist philosophy, you have to be a Buddhist? You guys are non-Buddhist. Not exactly. You don't have to be a Buddhist to follow Buddhist philosophy. No matter who you are, what you believe, anyone can lead as a Buddhist way of life. Because it's a way of life. It's not a religion, so you don't have to convert. Remember that word. Don't convert, you know. We don't convert as well. I have never experienced in my life, you know. Let me ask you guys. You have been in Chiang Mai or Thailand for a few days, right? Have you ever seen any Buddhist monk went to your hotel and knock your hotel door and ask, "Somebody come and take me to the Buddhist monk, you please?" Have you ever seen that kind of Buddhist monk? Never, you know. Maybe you have been to many different Buddhist temples, you know. You see Buddhist people, Buddhist monks. Have they ever asked, you must be a Buddhist to go to Buddhist temple? Never. That Buddhism is Buddhism is almost 2,600 years old. You guys from different country, from Western country. Have you ever seen Buddhist monk go door to door to convert you like a Jehovah Witness? Never, you know, because it's not a religion. It's not important for us to convert, but very, very important for us to keep balance. By doing good, avoiding bad, curing the mind, by sharing kindness, compassion, love, respect, and forgiveness. Anyway, guys, sorry for taking my time. Now, welcome to Q&A. If you have any questions about Buddhism life, meditation, Buddhism, welcome, please. Thank you.